There's an elephant and donkey both on shaky ground, but we got the truth and we gonna shout it loud. From the healthcare to taxes, they can't hide from us. With a wink and a nod, we expose all the fuss. Educating the masses with a smirk on our face, bringing clarity to the headlines in this crazy race. From the White House to your house, we cover it all, putting humor in the facts, we're having a ball. Oh no, America, let's get real and laugh, teaching you the politics with a little bit of sass. Current events and headlines that blow your mind, only on Oh No America you'll find.
Hello, everybody. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I apologize so much. Please forgive me. Okay, so today has been a wild. Oh, it has been a wild. Where have I been? Okay, so first I was sitting around feeling sorry for myself this morning. I got my kids off to school, and then I got sucked into a hole of sadness. And then I did my walk. I walked another 1.5 miles. I did not skip that, so I recorded that on my watch. That was wonderful. While I was doing that, I was talking to my bestie, Liz Gale, and we were just chit-chatting about life and everything. And then I was about to go drive my blood pressure cuff back to the doctor's office, which I had to do at 10:20. And my wife was like, wait, I have time. We need to measure things. And so we're measuring stuff because we're getting new beds for kids because they're just growing. That took time. And then I had to shower because I got all sweaty during my walk. And then, and then I drove far away to the Kaiser, which is far away, where I had to drop off my blood pressure cuff. And it is disgusting traffic today, guys. I really thought I was going to be back on time, but I wasn't. But I'm here now. I apologize. So we're here. I'm queer. We're going to do this. First thing first. Where is it? Is it on this phone? Where is it? There we go. Let me copy and paste this. Copy paste. Because when you have Apple, you can copy paste from your Safari on your phone to the Safari on your computer. Just like that, kids, is a magica. It is a magica. Oh, please hold. Good grief. Then I want to show you guys this article. 1 second. I'm back. Sorry. One of my children's needed me. So Oh, that's not where I want that to go. Something just happened here that is upsetting to me. But we'll see. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I thought I did that already. Where's the other one? Guys, I'm having technical difficulties on my computer right now. It's okay. Interesting. That's not where that's supposed to go. All right, here we go. Here we go. So today, some breaking news just happened. What happened? Are there trolls here? What's going on? Are there memberships on this channel yet? I don't, what? Not on this channel yet, guys, as far as I know, because I still have, let's look here. Let's see if I'm eligible for that yet. I don't know. So on this channel, and I realize I'm not sharing with you guys. I'm just staring at my screen over here. Apologies. On this channel, we are almost there. We have 642. Look at those watch hours, guys. 2,213 watch hours. Woo! We are getting there. We are getting there. We are getting there, guys, okay? So that means we're halfway to the 4,000. But once we reach 3,000, memberships will be available. You have membership, supers, and shopping. All right. We are almost there, guys. Fantastic. This is amazing. All right. So almost there, almost there. Don't forget, everything's 15% off here in the Oh No America shower. Okay. We got our Regina George liberal, our Samuel L. Jackson liberal, our Oh No America merch. All right. Get it while it's hot. Get that. Look at that mug. Look at that mug. That's fun. All right. So we're getting there. But that's not the breaking news. The breaking news is this today, kids. Trump meets TikTok CEO as ban deadline looms. This is from today. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump met the CEO of TikTok on Monday as the social media giant fights plans by U.S. authorities to ban it. Trump met Zhao Zishu at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida on Monday. The BBC's U.S. partner CBS News reported, citing sources familiar with the meeting. A law passed earlier this year means TikTok will be banned unless it's sold by its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, before 19th of January. Ironically, the day before the inauguration. The company has made an emergency application to the U.S. Supreme Court to have the ban delayed. The U.S. wants TikTok sold or banned because of alleged links between ByteDance and the Chinese state. That's not alleged. Those are real. And that both TikTok and ByteDance have always denied. Well, that's nice to deny it, but it's facts. The bill introducing the law said it was intended to protect national security of the United States from the threat posed by foreign adversary-controlled applications. This is a good thing to do, guys. It's not hyperbole. Trump opposes the ban. Of course he does. Despite supporting one during his first term. Yes, he did. Partly on the grounds that it could help Facebook, which he accused of aiding his 2020 election loss. So when he was supporting the ban, like now he's reversed stance on the ban because he doesn't want Facebook to win. He's that petty, guys. It is about him. Trump's second term, however, won't begin until he is inaugurated on January 20th, the day after the deadline set out in the law. In its filing to the Supreme Court submitted on Monday, yesterday, TikTok asked for a modest delay to the enforcement of the ban to create breathing room for a review by the court and to allow incoming administration to evaluate this matter. So basically, TikTok is signaling to the Supreme Court, like, wink, wink, bro, we're in talks with Trump. It's all good. He's gonna just say, we don't get, like, you know, we don't need to get banned because we're just gonna be here. So it's all good, bro. Just like give us till Wednesday, you know. It described TikTok as one of the most significant speech platforms, not freedom of speech platforms, speech platforms in the U.S., and said the ban would do immediate irreparable harm to the company and its users. Well, yeah, you'd be fucked at the drive-thru, as Joe Pesci would say. Earlier this month, the company's bid to have the ban overturned was rejected by the Federal Appeals Court, which found that the law was accumulation of extensive bipartisan action by the Congress and by successive presidents, right? Literally, yeah, here's the deal. I watched the congressional hearing, and I should pull that up, okay? Because this congressional hearing where TikTok testified, okay, I watched that, of course. Where, guys? On C-SPAN. Please do yourself a favor and watch C-SPAN. That's too hot now. This was brilliant by TikTok. I'm actually going to see if I can find that, and we can watch it together. A press conference on Monday, Trump said his administration would, quote, take a look at TikTok. I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. There are those that say that TikTok has something to do with that. TikTok had an impact. So now he's thanking TikTok for his win, right? And that's why we have to keep TikTok, because TikTok is now his bestie. Even though Xi Jinping is getting everyone's personal information. I'm for the TikTok ban, guys. I'm for the TikTok ban because the experts, the espionage experts, are not wrong. They are stealing our data and performing psychological experiments on us as a result of every single thing we do on all social media, including this right here. Including this right here, guys. A majority of 18 to 29-year-olds backed Trump's Democratic opponent, Kamala Harris, in November. But the vote did see a significant swing towards Trump among young voters since the 2020 election. Trump only joined TikTok in June, but gained millions of followers on the platform over the course of the campaign. Yes, Vernon, I have a TikTok, and that was only my friend, to expand. It's for professional purposes. It's not a personal TikTok. It's not like you can't find me on TikTok because I'm not on there. Let me see if I can just go to it here. C-SPAN. Search the library. Results for TikTok. Okay. So this is Zhi Shu, okay, who testified, right? He's in 3 different videos. Okay. This testimony was amazing. Okay. I'm going to bring it up. Okay. And well, first we got to put our Hero Wars times Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus, I guess what that's X means. Jesus Christ. All right. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owners, the Congress people in the United States. Okay. No copyright infringement is intended. Oh, I have to do one thing here. I have to do one thing. I'll do it in a minute. All right, so let's look at this video here.
Ninja Turtles in Hero Wars.
We have to watch this out.
The legendary RP.
I don't have a way to skip this, but I'm going to mute it. Wow, it's like baby Ninja Turtles. Everybody gets excited for pizza. Breakdancing, classic, classic. Oh, Splinter. What's his face? Stole the pizza. Don't steal my pizza, bro. Is this play now button mean I can, oh, here, skip ad, finally. All right.
CEOs of Meta, TikTok, and X joined other social media executives to testify on efforts to stop child sexual exploitation online before the Senate Judiciary.
Do we need design choices? That's
compromising sexual photos, and it turned out.
Okay,
quote,
so
changes in
these guys
extorted for 4
Here we go.
consecutive years. While I was strong enough to resist sending him any more pictures, there were dozens more who were not.
We got a phone call to find out that my son was in his room and was suicidal. He was only 13 years old at the time. Him and a friend had been exploited online and trafficked. And
so
my
this
son
is
reached out to
parents
Twitter.
and people
We're now
testifying
X. His
about
response
children
was,
trafficking,
"Thank you for reaching
children
out.
sex
We reviewed the
trafficking,
content and it
and
didn't
things like
find-
that
we did not
that
find a
happen
violation
as a
of our
result
policies.
of social
so no
media.
action will be taken at this
Okay,
time.
so
How
trigger
many more
warning.
kids like Matthew?
Like Olivia.
Like Riley.
And these are
How many
kids
more
who
kids will suffer and die
unalive
because of social media?
themselves
Big tech
and things like
failed
that.
to protect my child from sexual exploitation.
Big tech failed to protect me from online sexual exploitation.
And we need Congress to do something for our
And I
children
don't
and
disagree
protect
with
them.
this,
It's not
guys.
too late. It's not too late to do something about it.
You know,
online.
big tech in general is not doing enough to regulate harassment, cyber stalking, cyberbullying, okay, on their platforms. Many people like to claim free speech when they do vile, disgusting things on these platforms, and it is a problem. It is a problem.
Child sexual exploitation is a crisis in America. In 2013, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, known as NCMEC, received approximately 1,380 cyber tips per day. By 2023, just 10 years later, the number of cyber tips has risen to 100,000 reports a day.
Did you hear that? In just a few years, it like, I don't know what the percentage is of harassment tips and everything else is coming in, but it went up over 100,000.
That's 100,000 daily reports of child sexual abuse material. Also,
100,000 daily reports of sexually exploitative material about children.
CSAM. In recent years, we've also seen an explosion in the so-called financial sextortion, in which a predator uses a fake social media account to trick a minor into sending explicit photos or videos, then threatens to release them unless the victim sends money.
Right. Sextortion. Sextortion. We have to come up with new names for all these things.
In 2021, NCMEC received a total of 139 reports of sextortion, 2021. In 2023, through the end of October alone, this number skyrocketed to more than 22,000. More than a dozen children have died by suicide after becoming victims of this crime.
Yeah. Because there's nowhere for the kid to escape to, right? Because once those things are on the internet, guys, once those things are on the internet, it's everywhere, right? It's not like 16 Candles where the guy shows up with her underwear and then everyone's like, oh, you got her panties, right? And it's just that school and those few people that saw her panties saw the panties. Once that picture of your panties is on the internet, it's everywhere. It's been bought and sold and reused and recycled and made into AI instantly. Instantly.
This disturbing growth in child sexual exploitation is driven by one thing: changes in technology. In 1996, the world's best-selling cell phone was the Motorola StarTAC. While groundbreaking at the time, the clamshell-style cell phone wasn't much different from a traditional phone. It allowed users to make and receive calls and even receive text messages, but that was about it. Fast forward to today. Smartphones are in the pockets of seemingly every man, woman, and teenager on the planet. Like the StarTAC today's smartphones allow users to make and receive calls and text, but they can also take photos and videos, support live streaming, and offer countless apps.
Correct. We have supercomputers in our pockets. It's not just making and receiving calls, which most teens don't do today. It's more for the video capabilities and the entertainment via video that we use these things.
With the touch of your finger, that smartphone that can entertain and inform you can become a back alley where the lives of your children are damaged and destroyed. These apps have changed the ways we live, work, and play. But as investigations have detailed, social media and messaging apps have also given predators powerful new tools to sexually exploit.
And there's the CEO of ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok. Okay. We also have, of course, the alien from outer space, who's here to take over our planet, Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. And then we have executives. She's social media. She's testifying about hate. This is the FTX CEO talking about cryptocurrency. And I can't. Oh, there's Mark Zuckerberg. I'm covering up his face. He's actually, he's right here. He's under me. All right, here we go.
Children. Your carefully crafted algorithms can be more a powerful force on the lives of our children than even the most best-intentioned parent. Discord has been used to groom, abduct, and abuse children. Meta's Instagram helped connect and promote a network of pedophiles. Snapchat's disappearing messages have been co-opted by criminals who financially extort young victims. TikTok has become a, quote, platform of choice for predators to access, engage, and groom children for abuse. And the prevalence of CSAM on X has grown as the company has gutted its trust and safety workforce. Today, we'll hear from the CEOs of those companies. They are not only the tech companies that have contributed to this crisis, they are responsible for many of the dangers. Vested trust and safety, their constant pursuit of engagement and profit over basic safety have all put our kids and grandkids at risk. Coincidentally, several of these companies implemented common sense child safety improvements within the last week, days before their CEOs would have to justify their lack of action before this committee. But the tech industry alone is not to blame for the situation we're in. Those of us in Congress need to look in the mirror. In 1996, the same year the Motorola StarTAC was flying off shelves, and years before social media went mainstream, we passed Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. This law immunized the then fledgling internet platforms from liability for user-generated content. Interesting, only one other industry in America has immunity from civil liability. We'll leave that for another day. For the past 30 years, Section 230 has remained largely unchanged, allowing big tech to grow into the most profitable industry in the history of capitalism without fear of liability for unsafe practices.
Is that religion? I don't know who else has immunity.
That has to change. Over the past year, this committee has unanimously reported 5 bills that would finally hold tech companies accountable for child sexual exploitation on their platforms. Unanimous. Take a look at the composition and membership of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and imagine, if you will, there's anything we could agree on unanimously. These 5 bills were the object of agreement. One of these bills is by Stop CSAM Act. Critically, it would let victims sue online providers that promote or aid and abet online child.
Did you see Lindsey Graham nodding there? Lindsey Graham has to be the most outrageously, flip-floppy Republican that's ever flip-flopped. But however, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This was one of the few things that bipartisanly Congress agreed on about social media, specifically about TikTok, and specifically about Americans' data being bought and sold and used against us, weaponized against us by foreign adversaries.
Sexual exploitation or that host restore CSAM. This stand against online child sexual exploitation is bipartisan and absolutely necessary. Let this hearing be a call to action. We need to get kids' online safety legislation to the president's desk. I now turn to the ranking member, Senator Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Republicans will answer the call. All of us, every one of us, is ready to work with you and our Democratic colleagues on this committee to prove to the American people while Washington is certainly broken, there's a ray of hope, and it is here. It lies with your children. After years of working on this issue with you and others, I've come to conclude the following. Social media companies, as they are currently designed and operate, are dangerous products. They're destroying
They're dangerous products. I agree, Lindsay.
lives, threatening democracy itself. These companies must be reined in, or the worst is yet to come. Gavin Guffey is a Republican representative from South Carolina in the Rock Hill area. To all the victims who came and showed us photos of your loved ones, don't quit. It's working. You're making a difference. Through you, we'll get to where we need to go so other people won't have to show a photo of their family. The damage to your family's been done. Hopefully we can take your pain and turn it into something positive. So
Look at all the people that showed up in Congress for this hearing to bring pictures of their children who are dead because of online bullying, cyber stalking, sexploitation, because of social media.
Nobody else has to hold up a sign. Gavin's son got online to Instagram and was tricked by a group in Nigeria that put up a young lady posing to be his girlfriend. And as things go at that stage in life, he gave her some photos, compromising sexual photos. And it turned out that she was part of a extortion group in Nigeria. They threatened the young man that if you don't give us money, we're going to expose these photos. He gave them money, but it wasn't enough. They kept threatening and he killed himself. They threatened Mr. Guffey and a son. These are bastards by any known definition. Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product. You have a product that's killing people. When we had cigarettes killing people, we did something about it, maybe not enough. You're going to talk about guns, we have the ATF. Nothing here. There's not a damn thing.
Like the ATF does anything about guns. But thanks, Lindsay.
Do about it. You can't be sued. Now, Senator Blumenthal and Blackburn, who've been like the dynamic duo here, have found emails from your company where they warned you about this stuff, and you decided not to hire 45 people that could do a better job of policing this.
Again, two different sides of the aisle here, okay? Everybody wants this to stop.
Bottom line is you can't be sued. You should be. And these emails would be great for punitive damages. But the courtroom's closed, every American abused by all the companies in front of me. Of all the people in America we could give blanket liability protection to, this would be the last group I would pick.
Did you hear that, y'all? They have blanket liability protection in the U.S. courts.
It is now time to repeal Section 230. This committee is made up of the ideologically most different people you could find. We've come together through your leadership, Mr. Chairman, to pass 5 bills to deal with the problem of exploitation of children. I'll talk about them in depth in a little bit. The bottom line is all these bills have met the same fate. They go nowhere. They leave the committee and they die. Now, there's another approach. What do you do with dangerous products? You either allow lawsuits, you have statutory protections to protect consumers, or you have a commission of sorts to regulate the industry in question, to take your license away if you have a license, to fine you. None of that exists here. We live in America in 2024 where there is no regulatory body dealing with the most profitable, biggest companies in the history of the world. They can't be sued, and there's not one law in the book that's meaningful protecting the American consumer. Other than that,
You're correct, Lindsay. There is not one law on the book protecting the American consumer from jack shit. Don't you guys think that's a problem? That all these companies, I'm talking the big box companies, I'm talking the social media companies, they can literally do anything and there's no laws protecting us. None. None.
we're in a good spot. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think after this hearing today, we're going to put a lot of pressure on our colleagues, leadership of the Republican Democratic Senate, to let these bills get to the floor and vote. And I'm going to go down, starting in a couple of weeks, make unanimous consent request to do CSAM, do the Earn It Act, do your bill, do all the bills, and you can be famous, come and object. I'm going to give you a chance to be famous. Now, Elizabeth Warren and Lindsey Graham have almost nothing in common. I promised her I would say that publicly.
This is very true. They got nothing in common.
The only thing worse than me doing a bill with Elizabeth Warren is her doing a bill with me. We have sort of parked that, because Elizabeth and I see an abuse here that needs to be dealt with. Senator Durbin and I have different political philosophies, but I appreciate what you've done on this committee. You've been a great partner. To all my Democratic colleagues, thank you very, very much. To my Republican colleagues, thank you all very, very much.
Now, I just want to say something. When I see things like this happen, okay, is what you're seeing happen here when there is an actual need for something to happen in the country and both sides put aside their perceived ideological differences and decide to have decorum with each other to come together to try and solve that problem. That's democracy, right? That's democracy, okay? Democracy is not just people fighting about stuff all the time. and saying, my way or the highway.
Save the applause for when we get a result. It's all talk right now. But there'll come a day, if we keep pressing, to get the right answer for the American people. What is that answer? Accountability. Now, these products have an upside. You've enriched our lives in many ways. Mr. Zuckerberg, you created a product I use. The idea, I think, when you first came up with this, be able to talk to your friends and your family and pass on your life, to be able to have a place where you could talk to your friends and family about good things going on in life. And I use it. We all use it. There's an upside to everything here. But the dark side hasn't been dealt with. It's now time to deal with the dark side because people have taken your idea and they've turned it into a nightmare for the American people. They've turned it into a nightmare for the world at large. TikTok. We had a great discussion about how maybe Larry Ellison to Oracle can protect American data from Chinese communist influence. But TikTok, your representative in Israel quit the company because TikTok is being used in a way to basically destroy the Jewish state.
Now that I don't know about, Lindsay. That sounds like some propaganda. I don't have any evidence to show that, TikTok's being used to destroy the Jewish state.
This is not just about individuals. I worry that in 2024, our democracy will be attacked again through these platforms by foreign actors.
Yeah. Notice how he said attacked again. Because it already happened in 2016. It's called Cambridge Analytica. Please, 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 for the love of everything that's holy, I'll do a show on it.
And
But
AI
look
is
it up.
just starting. So to my colleagues, we're here for a reason. This committee has a history of being tough, but also doing things that need to be done. This committee has risen to the occasion. There's more that we can do. But to the members of this committee, let's insist that our colleagues rise to the occasion also. Let's make sure that in the 118th Congress, we have votes that would fix this problem. All you can do is cast your vote at the end of the day, but you can urge the system to require others to cast their vote. Mr. Chairman, I will continue to work with you and everybody on this committee to have a day of reckoning on the floor of the United States Senate. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Graham. Today we welcome 5 witnesses whom I'll introduce now. Jason Citron, the CEO of Discord Incorporated. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO
Discord is in the house.
of Meta. Evan Spiegel, the co-founder and CEO of Snap Incorporated. Shou Chu,
Snapchat.
the CEO of TikTok. And
TikTok.
Yacarino, the CEO of X Corporation, formerly known as Twitter.
And Twitter's in the house.
Note for the record that Mr. Zuckerberg and Mr. Chu are appearing voluntarily. I'm disappointed that our other witnesses did not offer that same degree of cooperation.
Wow. So Facebook and TikTok showed up voluntarily. Instagram, Snapchat, and Discord were like, you better subpoena me, bitch. And then they had to.
Citron, Mr. Spiegel, and Ms. Yacarino are here pursuant to subpoenas. And Mr. Citron only accepted service of his subpoena after U.S. Marshals were sent to Discord's headquarters at taxpayers' expense.
This is why I don't fucking like Discord, yo.
I hope this is not a sign of your commitment or lack of commitment to addressing the serious issue before us. After I swear in the witnesses, each witness will have 5 minutes to make an opening statement. Then senators will ask questions in an opening round, each of 7 minutes. I expect to take a short break at some point during questioning to allow the witnesses to stretch their legs. If anyone is in need of a break at any point, please let my staff know. Before I turn to the witnesses, I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge that this hearing has gathered a lot of attention, as we expected. We have a large audience, the largest I've seen in this room today. I want to make clear.
Normally when they have like these congressional hearings, guys, there's like 3 people. Nobody cares because people don't watch Democracy in Action. Jeez.
Other Judiciary Committee hearings, we ask people to behave appropriately. I know there is high emotion in this room for justifiable reasons, but I ask you to please follow the traditions of the committee. That means no standing, shouting, chanting, or applauding witnesses. Disruptions will not be tolerated. Anyone who does disrupt the hearing will be asked to leave. The witnesses are here today to address a serious topic. We want to hear what they have to say. I thank you for your cooperation. Could all of the witnesses please stand to be sworn in?
You can't understand Durbin that fast? Okay. Hang on. I just want to get past
Your
this.
affirmative testimony you're about to give before the committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Let the record reflect that all the witnesses have answered in the affirmative. Mr. Citron, please proceed with your opening statement.
Okay, this is Discord.
Good morning. My name is Jason Citron, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Discord. We are an American company with about 800 employees living and working in 33 states. Today, Discord has grown to more than 150 million monthly active users. Discord is a communications platform where friends hang out and talk online about shared interests, from fantasy sports to writing music to video games.
To creating hate groups where they just scream about people and say slander and exchange memes and pictures of people they don't like.
I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old, and as a kid, it's how I had fun and found friendship. Many of my fondest memories are of playing video games with friends. We built Discord so that anyone could build friendships playing video games, from Minecraft to Wordle and everything in between. Games have always brought us together, and Discord makes that happen today. Discord is one of the many services that have revolutionized how we communicate with each other in the different moments of our lives.
Yeah, it's like where I can't get my kid to get off of because it's bedtime, and then he's in 25 Discord chats that are all like spamming each other with bullshit. It's not a vital piece of human technology. It is a cesspool of idiocracy.
iMessage, Zoom, Gmail, and on and on. They enrich our lives, create communities, accelerate commerce, healthcare, and education. Just like with all technology and tools, there are people who exploit and abuse our platforms for immoral and illegal purposes. all of us here on the panel today and throughout the tech industry have a solemn and urgent responsibility to ensure that everyone who uses our platforms is protected from these criminals.
Really? I'm pretty sure you have like 3 hate groups on there that are just targeting me, and you done nothing about it.
Online and off. Discord has a special responsibility to do that because a lot of our users are young people.
Yeah,
More
they're
than
mostly
60%
minors.
of our active users are between the ages of 13 and 24. It's why safety is built into everything we do. It's essential to our mission and our business.
Bro, it takes like 2 seconds to get a Discord handle and like fucking find your way around there. It's stupid. You don't even have to give your real birth date. There's no verification.
And most of all, this is deeply personal. I'm a dad with 2 kids. I want Discord to be a product that they use.
But they don't. You want it to be something they can use, but you totally don't let them use it.
And I want them to be safe on Discord. I want them to be proud of me for helping to bring this product to the world. That's why I'm pleased to be here today to discuss the important topic of the online safety of minors. My written testimony provides a comprehensive overview of our safety programs. Here are a few examples of how we protect and empower young people.
Okay, here we go.
First, we've put our money into safety. The tech sector has a reputation of larger companies buying smaller ones to increase user numbers and boost financial results. But the largest acquisition we've ever made at Discord was a company called Centropy. It didn't help us expand our market share or improve our bottom line. In fact, because it uses AI to help us identify, ban, and report criminals and bad behavior, it has actually lowered our user count by getting rid of bad actors.
Where has this been deployed? This hearing, guys, is from way earlier this year, and yet that entire Discord still exists where people are just talking nothing but shit and planning horrific shit. This AI is broken. It's broken.
Second, you've heard of end-to-end encryption that blocks anyone, including the platform itself, from seeing users' communications. It's a feature on dozens of platforms, but not on Discord. That's a choice.
Yeah, we don't have any encryption. Everything that you guys say on there can be intercepted and duplicated and sent anywhere.
We don't believe we can fulfill our safety obligations if the text messages of teens are fully encrypted,
because who wants to protect that?
encryption would block our ability to investigate a serious situation and, when appropriate, report to law enforcement.
That's how we're going to justify having a complete safety loophole that any foreign entity at any time could just be like, bro, we're taking over Discord. What a fucking idiot.
We have a zero tolerance policy on child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. We scan images uploaded to Discord to detect and block the sharing of this abhorrent material.
Are you sure about that?
We've also built an innovative tool, Teen Safety Assist, that blocks explicit images and helps young people easily report unwelcome conversations.
How many teens on Discord, please raise your hand, teens, use their actual birthday and are listed as a teen on Discord?
We've also developed a new semantic hashing technology for detecting novel forms of CSAM called CLIP, and we're sharing this technology with other platforms through the Tech Coalition. Finally, we recognize that improving online safety requires all of us to work together. So we partner with nonprofits, law enforcement, and our tech colleagues to stay ahead of the curve in protecting young people online. We want to be the platform that empowers our users to have better online experiences, to build true connections.
For the extraordinary efforts across our country and around the world.
This is the Snapchat guy.
Child sexual abuse material.
I'm going to fast forward here.
I was struck by the leadership steps this new company was taking to protect children.
The X Corp.
First.
Blah, 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 blah.
Senator, that behavior is disgusting and reprehensible. We provide
law enforcement.
Where did TikTok go? Did we skip TikTok? Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Members of the committee.
Called Centropy. It didn't help us expand our market share.
They use our apps to create new internet began. And as criminals, this. Parents should have the final say on what apps are appropriate for their children and shouldn't have to upload their ID every time. That's what app stores are for. We also support setting industry standards on age-appropriate content and limiting signals for advertising to teens to age and location and not behavior.
Years old. We designed Snapchat to solve some of the problems that we experience and has benefited from the ability to share content and block without the support of our partners.
Okay. Oh, here we
go. The nightmare of every parent. I am proud of our efforts to address the threats to young people online from a commitment to protecting the online community of more than 1 billion people worldwide.
I want to get to the beginning of
support for legislation protecting children online.
Online community
for the extraordinary efforts across our country and around the world to prevent criminals from using online services to perpetrate their crimes. I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the opportunities that this country has afforded me and my family. I feel a deep obligation to give back and to make a positive difference, and I'm grateful to be here today as part of this vitally important democratic process. Members of the committee, I give you my commitment that we will be part of the solution for online safety. We will be honest about our shortcomings, and we will work continuously to improve. Thank you, and I look forward to answering your questions.
Blah, blah, blah,
Thank you,
blah.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chu.
Chair Durbin, Ranking Member Graham, and members of the committee, I appreciate the opportunity to appear before you today. My name is Shou Chu, and I'm the CEO of TikTok, an online community of more than 1 billion people worldwide, including well over 170 million Americans who use our app every month to create, to share, and to discover. Now, although the average age on TikTok in the US is over 30, we recognize that special safeguards are required to protect minors, and especially when it comes to combating all forms of CSAM. As a father of 3 young children myself, I know that the issues that we're discussing today are horrific. And
yes, they are horrific. Because for those of you who aren't on the TikTokies, right? I'm going to open up my TikTok. Now, this is the What's Up with Nora TikTok. I do have one for ohnomerica, I believe. But let's see here. Where's my TikTok? Let's go to TikTok. Okay. So this is the first thing that popped up on my For You page. This is SP Spanglish, right? With ZDT in the back. Okay. So if I go to Explore, right? Explore gives you like all this option to do all this stuff, right? But if I go to For You, okay, let's just refresh the For You. Let me throw this away and come back because I had it open earlier. All right, so now she's talking to her AI.
Jesus knew that he was fully connected to the divine source and that everything he needed was already provided in the present moment. He understood that the external world was a reflection of his inner state and that he wasn't separate from God, creation, or infinite abundance. In this state of Christ consciousness, he had no fear, no doubt, and no sense of lack. He trusted the flow of life completely, knowing that love, unity, and divine intelligence guided every step. This deep awareness allowed him to move through life without worry, as he lived fully in alignment with truth and trust.
Okay, so this lady, she just talks to her. Okay. The next thing is a lady who's live.
Thank you.
Who's getting gifts.
I can imagine.
She's out in the woods.
I
don't know.
I feel like they sing at everything. I know.
Please be careful when buying the retro game stick. There's a ton of
This is an ad.
Just opened my app and it said I had 16,000 notifications because in the last 2 hours since I checked notifications, we've gotten 4,000 new followers. We just crossed.
Good for her.
Signups on our website and our beta. Okay, if you're like me and a little shy about filming in public, this MagSafe clip phone mount is everything. You can get this perfect.
Right, so you can do this thing. This is the lady talking to the AI again.
Matrix, us human beings, what would you tell us?
Stop identifying with the character you think you are. The Matrix holds you through your attachment to your thoughts, beliefs, and identity. When you let go of who you think you are.
So you guys can see that my For You. Oh, and then, of course, Surge.
So you're telling me for $12.99.
And then this is a game ad. Oh, something I could green screen later. Right.
One say, I tell you, Jennifer, she is really a party pooper. Jennifer poops at parties, so she poops at parties, so that people know this.
If you guys have never seen him, he's hilarious, right? So your For You page is going to be algorithmically, whatever it is that you've been clicking on. Like I went down this deep, alien hole, all that kind of stuff. It's just literally whatever you've been clicking on. Okay. So for kids, they're going to click on Flula is hilarious. Whatever comes up, right? Whatever comes up. And then they get into some weird shit, right? Weird shit.
Nightmare of every parent. I am proud of our efforts to address the threats to young people online, from a commitment to protecting them to our industry-leading policies, use of innovative technology, and significant ongoing investments in trust and safety to achieve this goal. TikTok is vigilant about enforcing its 13 and up age policy and offers an experience for teens that is much more restrictive than you and I would have as adults. We make care.
No. Also, again, teens are signing up as adults because they're not insane. They want the full experience.
Product design choices to help make our app inhospitable to those seeking to harm teens. Let me give you a few examples of long-standing policies that are unique to TikTok. We didn't do them last week. First, direct messaging is not available to any users under the age of 16. Second, accounts for people under 16.
Right. So that's only people who actually register as someone who's under 16.
Are automatically set to private along with their content.
Okay, great.
Furthermore, the content cannot be downloaded and will not be recommended to people they do not know. Third, every teen under 18 has a screen time limit automatically set to 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I love how they do this like they think teens don't know how to get around screen time limits.
Fourth, only people 18 and above are allowed to use our live stream feature. I'm proud to say that TikTok was among the first to empower parents to supervise their teens on our app with our family pairing tools. This includes setting screen time limits, filtering out content from the teens' feeds, amongst others. We made these choices after consulting with doctors and safety experts who understand the unique stages of teenage development to ensure that we have the appropriate safeguards to prevent harm and minimize risk.
Right. So what they did is they took the restrictive policies and toggles and abilities that they have on in China, in Chinese TikTok, and then just turned those on for American parents. Because Chinese TikTok, people are barred to an hour a day, period. The end. And it's all educational.
Now, safety is one of the core priorities that defines TikTok under my leadership. We currently have more than 40,000 trust and safety professionals working to protect our community globally. And we expect to invest more than $2 billion in trust and safety efforts this year alone, with a significant part of that in our US operations. Our robust community guidelines strictly prohibit content or behavior that puts teenagers at risk of exploitation or other harm, and we vigorously enforce them.
Here's the answer to that question, Abdazzle. Putting your information online, whether that is on American servers, right, or on a foreign adversary servers, is never a good idea. Okay. But the difference being that if that information that you put there, okay, TikTok being owned by an American company, which would mean that their servers all their servers would be required to be here, is that at least you, as the consumer, would have the opportunity to be suing an American company, right? And our Congress allegedly could control laws around safety and things like that. But the real damage is the fact that this information is getting into the hands of foreign adversaries, okay, who then weaponize it for psychological experimentation that has been ongoing since the inception of Facebook and Twitter. Right? That's just facts. I want to get to a specific part in his testimony, which is important. Right. No, and I get you too. Facebook is owned by an American. What has anyone really done about that? They were also infiltrated by Russia with thousands of online bots, just like Twitter, and had their algorithm completely overrun by that. Right? So let's finish this up here.
Our technology moderates all content uploaded to our app to help quickly identify potential CSAM and other material that breaks our rules. It automatically removes the content or elevates it to our safety professionals for further review. We also moderate direct messages for CSAM and related material, and use third-party tools like PhotoDNA and Take It Down to combat CSAM to prevent content from being uploaded to our platform. We continually meet with parents, teachers, and teens. In fact, I sat down with a group just a few days ago. We use their insight to strengthen the protections on our platform, and we also work with leading groups like the Technology Coalition. The steps that we're taking to protect teens are a critical part of our larger trust and safety work as we continue our voluntary and unprecedented efforts to build a safe and secure data environment for US users. ensuring that our platform remains free from outside manipulation, and implementing safeguards on our content recommendation and moderation tools. Keeping teens safe online requires a collaborative effort as well as collective action. We share the community's concern and commitment to protect young people online, and we welcome the opportunity to work with you on legislation to achieve this goal.
Blah, blah, blah,
Our
blah,
commitment
blah,
is
blah.
ongoing and unwavering because there is no finish line when it comes to protecting teens. Thank you for your time and consideration today. I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thanks, Mr. Ju. Ms. Iacarino?
Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Graham, and esteemed members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to discuss X's work in protecting...
Ms. Iacarino, could you check if your microphone is on?
My talk button is on?
And you might drop.
How is that? Okay,
Better.
maybe
Thank
I
you very much.
adjust my chair. Apologies. Start over. Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Graham, and esteemed members of the committee.
I would love to know how Twitter is doing anything to prevent any type of porn on their site, because there is so much porn, so much on Twitter that is just free. I mean, it is insane. And I'm every kind of thing. Any kind of thing you want to find, it's on there. Okay, I'm going to fast forward through her a little bit.
Project Lantern to make...
There are many things about the Stop CSAM bill that I think are very encouraging, and we very much support adding more resources for the cyber tip line and modernizing that, along with giving more resources to NCMEC. I'd be very open to having conversations with you and your team to talk through the details of the bill some more.
I sure would like to do that, because if you intentionally or knowingly post or store CSAM, I think you ought to at least be civilly liable. I can't imagine anyone who would disagree with that.
Yeah, it's disgusting content.
It certainly is. That's why we need you supporting this legislation. Mr. Spiegel, I want to tell you, I listened closely to your testimony here, and it's never been a secret that Snapchat is used to send sexually explicit images.
Yep.
In 2013, early in your company's history, you admitted this in an interview. Do you remember that interview?
Senator, I don't recall the specific interview.
You said that when you were first trying to get people on the app, you would, quote, go up to the people and be like, hey, you should try this application. You can send disappearing photos. And they would say, oh, for sexting? Do you remember that interview?
Senator, when we first created the application, it was actually called Pickaboo, and the idea was around disappearing images. The feedback we received from people using the app is that they were actually using it to communicate. So we changed the name of the application to Snapchat, and we found that people were using it to talk visually.
As early as 2017, law enforcement identified Snapchat as the pedophile's go-to sexual exploitation tool.
Visually with their
identified
boobies.
in court only as LW shows the danger. Over 2.5 years, a predator sexually groomed her, sending her sexually explicit images and videos over Snapchat. The man admitted that he only used Snapchat with LW and not any other platforms because he, quote, knew the chats would go away.
Yep.
Did you and everyone else at Snap really fail to see that the platform was the perfect tool for sexual predators?
Senator, that behavior is disgusting and reprehensible. We provide in-app reporting tools so that people who are being harassed or who are, have been shared inappropriate sexual content can report it. In the case of harassment or sexual content, we typically respond to those reports within 15 minutes so that we can provide help.
So we're not saying we're taking steps to prevent people from sending unsolicited dick pics. We are letting people report when they get a dick pic. Like,
when LW, the victim, sued Snapchat, her case was dismissed under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Do you have any doubt that had Snap...
Yeah. And this lady sued and then didn't get no justice because of Section 230.
The prospect of civil liability for facilitating sexual exploitation, the company would have implemented even better safeguards?
Senator, we already work extensively to proactively detect this type of behavior. We make it very difficult for predators to find teens on Snapchat. There are no public friends lists, no public profile photos.
It is not difficult for anyone to find teens anywhere.
When we recommend friends for teens, we make sure that they have several mutual friends in common before making that recommendation. We believe those safeguards are important to preventing predators from misusing our platform.
Yeah, what if several of those mutual friends aren't really teens, but adults pretending to be teens, you dumb twat?
Mr. Citron, according to Discord's website, it takes a, quote, proactive and automated approach to safety only on servers with more than 200 members. Smaller servers rely on server owners and community moderators to define and enforce behavior. So how do you defend an approach to safety that relies on groups of fewer than 200 sexual predators to report themselves for things like grooming, trading of CSAM, or sextortion?
Yeah, the groomers are like, guys, y'all, we've been grooming.
Chair, our goal is to get all of that content off of our platform and ideally prevent it from showing up in the first place or from people engaging in these kind of horrific activities. We deploy a wide array of techniques that work across every surface on Discord. I mentioned we recently launched something called Teen Safety Assist, which works everywhere, and it's on by default for teen users. That kind of acts like a buddy that lets them know if they're in a situation or talking with someone that may be inappropriate, so they can report that to us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because kids snitch on themselves all the time. We can rely on them to totally self-report.
User. So we,
Mr. Citron, if that were working, we wouldn't be here today.
Senator, this is an ongoing challenge for all of us. That is why we're here today. But we do have 15% of our company is focused on trust and safety, of which this is one of our top issues. That's more people than we have working on marketing and promoting the company. So we take these issues very seriously, but we know
We're spending a lot of money to show you that we care because we don't want you to shut us down.
Challenge, and I look forward to working with you and collaborating with our tech peers and the nonprofits to improve our approach.
I certainly hope so. Mr. Chu, your organization and business is one of the more popular ones among children. Can you explain to us what you are doing particularly and whether you have seen any evidence of CSAM in your business?
Yes, Senator. We have a strong commitment to invest in trust and safety. And as I said in my opening statement, I intend to invest more than $2 billion in trust and safety this year alone. We have 40,000 safety professionals working on this topic. We have built a specialized child safety team to help us identify specialized issues, horrific issues like material like the ones you have mentioned. If we identify any on our platform and we proactively do detection, we will remove it and we will report them to NCMEC and other authorities.
Why is it TikTok allowing children to be exploited into performing commercialized sex acts?
Senator, I respectfully disagree with that characterization. Our live streaming product is not for anyone below the age of 18. We have taken action to identify anyone who violates that, and we remove them.
When have children doing TikTok dances, okay, live streaming themselves doing this, getting the jewels, getting the other things, all of that other stuff, when have they ever been banned from the platform? I don't see. Give us some specifics.
From using that service.
At this point, I'm going to turn to my ranking member, Senator Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Citron. You said we need to start a discussion. Be honest with you, we've been having this discussion for a very long time. We need to get a result, not a discussion. Do you agree with that?
Ranking member, I agree this is an issue that we've also been very focused on since we started our company in 2015, but this is the first time.
Are you familiar with the Earn It Act, authored by myself and Senator Blumenthal?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, or do you support that? Like yes or no?
We're not prepared to support it today, but we believe
that you support the CSAM Act.
The Stop CSAM Act, we are not prepared to support today.
Do you support the SHIELD Act?
We believe that the cyber tip line.
Do you support it, yes or no?
We believe that the cyber tip line and NCMEC.
I'll take that to be no. The Project Safe Childhood Act, do you support it?
We believe that.
I'll take that to be no. The Report Act, do you support it?
Ranking Member Graham, we very much look forward to having conversations with you and your team.
Well, I look forward to passing the bill that will solve the problem. Do you support removing Section 230 liability protections for social media companies?
I believe that Section 230 needs to be updated. It's a very old law.
Do you support repealing it so people can sue if they believe they're harmed?
I think that Section 230, as written, while it has many downsides, has enabled innovation on the internet, which I think has largely been.
Thank you very much. So here you are. You got.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big Lindsey Graham fan, but he just ate him for breakfast.
Waiting on these guys to solve the problem. We're going to die waiting. Mr. Zuckerberg, try to be respectful here. The representative from South Carolina, Mr. Guffey's son, got caught up in a sex extortion ring in Nigeria using Instagram. He was shaken down, paid money. That wasn't enough, and he killed himself using Instagram. What would you like to say to him?
It's terrible. I mean, no one should have to go through something like that.
You think he should be allowed to sue you?
I think that they can sue us.
Well,
I think that they can sue us.
He should, and he can't. So, bottom line here, folks, is that this committee is done with talking. We passed 5 bills unanimously in their different ways, and look at who did this. Graham Blumenthal, Durbin Hawley, Klobuchar Cornyn, Klobuchar, Blackburn, and Ossoff. I mean, we've found common ground here that just is astonishing.
Yeah.
And we've had hearing after hearing, Mr. Chairman, and the bottom line is I've come to conclude, gentlemen, that you're not going to support any of this. Linda, how do you say your last name?
Yacarino.
Do you support the Earn It Act?
We strongly support the collaboration to raise industry practices to
Do you support the Earn
prevent
It
CSAM.
Act? Do you support the Earn It Act? In English, do you support the Earn It Act? Yes or no? We don't need double speak.
We look forward to supporting and continue our conversations.
Okay, so
as you can see,
no. But you have taken the reason the Earn It Act is important. You can actually lose your liability protections when children are exploited and you didn't use best business practices. See, the Earn It Act means you have to earn liability protection. You're given it no matter what you do. So to the members of this committee, It is now time to make sure that the people who are holding up the signs can sue on behalf of their loved ones. Nothing will change until the courtroom door is open to victims of social media.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Why are these companies above the law when they platform people who cause irreparable harm to other human beings?
$2 billion.
How come they didn't have YouTube here? How come YouTube is exempt from this?
What percentage is that of what you made last year?
Senator, it's a significant and increasing investment. As a private company, we're not
you
sharing
pay taxes.
our financials.
2% is what percent of your revenue?
Senator, we're not ready to share our financials in public.
Well, I just think 2%.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell you how much money we're making from the American people. You would lose your shit. How do you think China has gotten so big? TikTok. Guys, they are making billions of dollars a minute. That's the real financials. Billions of dollars a minute. I just showed you in my TikTok feed, in my For You, okay, we flipped through 10 things. 4 of them were ads. Okay, TikTok Shop is probably the most lucrative marketplace on planet Earth. I think it is about to take over Amazon, okay, in terms of like being able to sell people. And that's the real part that people don't like, is that not only are people on there getting misinformation, disinformation, they're getting harassed, they're getting sexually exploited, but guess what? Somebody is making lots of money, and it's not MERICA.
Dollar sounds a lot unless you make $100 billion. So the point is, when you tell us you're going to spend $2 billion, great, but how much do you make? It's all about eyeballs. Well, our goal is to get eyeballs on you. And it's just not about children. I mean, the damage being done. Do you realize, Mr. Chu, that your TikTok representative in Israel resigned yesterday?
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, and he said, I resigned from TikTok. We're living in a time in which our existence as Jews in Israel, and Israel is under attack and in danger. Multiple screenshots taken from TikTok's internal employee chat platform known as LARC show how TikTok's trust and safety officers celebrate the barbaric acts of Hamas and other Iranian-backed terror groups, including the Houthis in Yemen.
That's not looking good for TikTok.
Senator, I need to make it very clear that pro-Hamas content and hate speech is not allowed on our platform within our company.
Why did he resign? Why did he quit?
Senator, we also do not allow anything
Do you know
to
why he quit? Do you know why he quit?
We do not allow this. We will investigate such
My question is, he quit. I'm sure he had a good job. He gave up a good job because he thinks your platform is being used to help people who want to destroy the Jewish state. And I'm not saying you want that.
The platform is being used to the highest bidder on whoever wants to, fucking destroy whatever state, Lindsay, including America.
Zuckerberg, I'm not saying you want, as an individual, any of the harms. I am saying that the products you have created with all the upside have a dark side. Mr. Citron, I am tired of talking. I'm tired of having discussions. We all know the answer here. And here's the ultimate answer. Stand behind your product. Go to the American courtroom and defend your practices. Open up the courthouse door. Until you do that, nothing will change. Until these people can be sued for the damage they're doing, it is all talk. I'm a Republican who believes in free enterprise. But I also believe that every American who's been wronged has to have somebody to go to complain. There's no...
That's right, Lindsay. That's right.
...commission to go to that can punish you. There's not one law in the book because you oppose everything we do. And you can't be sued. That has to stop, folks. How do you expect the people in the audience to believe that we're going to help their families if we don't have some system or a combination of systems to hold these people accountable?
And where's Google in this discussion? Why is Zuckerberg there and fucking Preet isn't there?
All the upside, the dark side is too great to live with. We do not need to live this way as Americans.
Thank you, Senator Graham. Senator Klobuchar is next. She's been quite a leader on the subject for quite a long time on the SHIELD Act and with Senator Cornyn on revenge porn legislation. Senator Klobuchar.
Thank you very much, Chairman Durbin, and thank you, Ranking Member Graham, for those words. I couldn't agree more for too long.
Look at people agreeing here on both sides of the aisle, guys. Democracy.
We have been seeing the social media companies turn a blind eye when kids have joined these platforms in record numbers. They have used algorithms.
No, Kelly, there's not a lot of Jewish people in North Carolina. As we know, part of the American deal is that we support Israel for some unknown reason, no matter what, even when they are in the wrong. And that's not talking about Jewish people. That's the state of Israel. That's the country of Israel, which is filled with Jewish people, Christian people, and Muslim people. All these people live in one state, in one country, right? And America, a long time ago, made a deal with the country of Israel about enforcing their land rights, etc., which Israel has abused. And we see the people of Gaza in a very terroristic fashion trying to fight back, partnering up with Hamas, who's bad news bears. And then you have Netanyahu, who has had several opportunities throughout this fucking nonsense to make it stop and was actually voted out of office, but somehow is still there causing more shit and is now being called before the Hague to face charges of crimes against humanity, as he so rightly deserves. So people just, defend Israel. Part of it goes back, let's talk about MERICA here for a minute. Part of it goes back to the uber right-wing Christian belief that when all the Jews return to Israel, Jesus will rise. And so we have to defend Israel so that it stays there, so that the Jews can go there, so that Jesus can come back and the rapture will happen. That's literally why we defend Israel. They don't fucking like Jewish people. They just want the rapture. So, yeah. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. This is not about protecting Jewish people because they like Jewish people, because they like Israel. They haven't been to, I've been to Israel. They haven't been to Israel. They don't know what the fuck's going on there. Anyway.
That push harmful content because that content got popular. They provided a venue, maybe not knowingly at first, but for dealers to sell deadly drugs like fentanyl.
Yeah. Guys, you can get anything on Instagram. You can find all that shit on any of these platforms.
Our own head of our Drug Enforcement Administration has said they've basically been captured by the cartels in Mexico and in China. So I strongly support, first of all, the Stop CSAM bill. I agree with Senator Graham that nothing is going to change unless we open up the courtroom doors. I think the time for all of this immunity is done because I think money talks even stronger than we talk up here. 2 of the 5 bills, as noted, are my bills with Senator Cornyn. One has actually passed through the Senate, but is waiting action in the House. But the other one is the SHIELD Act, and I do appreciate the support of X of that bill. This is about revenge porn. The FBI director testified before this committee. It's been over.
Guys, it's 2024, and we're still talking about revenge porn. That's how little we've, fucking made it in this country. People can still, record you knowingly or unknowingly, and then fucking sell that shit on the internet and be like, whoops. And there's nothing really fucking happens.
Suicides of kids attributed to online revenge porn in just the last year. But for those parents out there and those families, this is for them about their own child, but it's also about making sure this doesn't happen to other children. I know because I've talked to these parents. Parents like Bridget Noring from Hastings, Minnesota, who is out there today. Bridget lost her teenage son after he took a fentanyl lace pill that he purchased on the internet. Amy Neville is also here. The platform got the pill. Amy Neville is also here. Her son, Alexander, was only 14 when he died after taking a pill he didn't know was actually fentanyl. We're starting a law enforcement campaign, One Pill Kills in Minnesota, going to the schools with the sheriffs and law enforcement. But the way to stop it is, yes, at the border and at the points of entry, but we know that 30% some of the people that are getting the fentanyl are getting it off the platforms.
Yeah, guys, this is, let me just tell you, being a parent right now is one of the most nerve-wracking jobs on planet Earth. I have 4 kids. I know that they are unsafe pretty much everywhere, on every nook and cranny of real life and on the internets, and they think I'm a hysterical ninny, because this shit is there. This is the reality, guys. This is the reality. Okay. This was the last time Congress was working together to try and combat something. Okay. Meanwhile, yesterday, the CEO of TikTok, that guy who's on trial there, went to see Trumpity Trump, be like, bro, do us a solid. We need to not be banned. You need us. We got you the election. Right? My guess is, I mean, the case is in John Roberts' hands. Okay. Because they've requested an emergency hearing. So as the Chief Justice, it goes to him. Now he has two options. Okay. He can read the case himself and make a ruling on it all by himself, yay or nay. Okay. He doesn't have to. He's not required to bring it before the other justices. Okay. So he can squash the whole thing, or he can overturn it right now, like that. Or he can bring it to the other 8 justices and they can all discuss it and then rule it that way. Now, after this meeting that Trumpity Trump had with this dude from TikTok, my feeling is that, you know, John Roberts's caddy may get wind of the Mar-a-Lago meeting and be like, you know, the CEO of TikTok just met with Trumpity Trump, and Trump said he has a special place in his heart for TikTok. I mean, that's a public article too. I think Trump is very smart in that he doesn't say directly, I want this overturned, because that would be illegal to sway the decision of a Supreme Court justice. But he does say, I have a special place in my heart for TikTok, which is a signal. That's the bat signal of, I want it to stay. I want it to stay.
Meanwhile, social media platforms generated $11 billion in revenue in 2022.
11 billion, guys. 11 billion. That was only 2022. That's before TikTok Shop started.
Advertising directed at children and teenagers, including nearly $2 billion in ad profits derived from users age 12 and under. When a Boeing plane lost a door in mid-flight several weeks ago, nobody questioned the decision to ground a fleet of over 700 planes. So why aren't we taking the same type of decisive action on the danger of these platforms when we know these kids are dying?
This is a valid question. This is a valid question, Amy. Why are any social media platforms, including the one that I'm talking to you guys on right now, why are any social media platforms allowed to continue as long as one child dies from suicide from the cyber stalking? Freedom of speech will still continue, whether or not it's here on YouTube or whatever. But social media, as an experiment, has proven far more destructive in this country than it has constructive, right? And then when it is used constructively, okay, for example, during the Arab Spring, what then happened? What did they do? They cut off the internet. So people couldn't use WhatsApp. So people couldn't use Signal. So people couldn't, talk to each other on social media platforms because all other communications were being monitored by the government. Right? So there's a yin and yang to it, right? There's a yin and yang to it. But where is the net benefit to the American consumer for these companies making gajillion dollars off of advertising? Just consume. What's the net benefit to us? That we get to look at fun pictures of cats? That we can talk to people around the world? Is that a net benefit? Every single thing that these social media platforms do, including this one right here, okay, including the one I'm talking to you on right now, the only thing that these social media platforms have as their product is more consumerism, more capitalism, more profits for the owners and shareholders That's it. That's it. I mean, like, listen, I want to talk to you guys about politics right now because, we're going over Project 2025 and that's hella important. Because we need to know what the fuck is going to happen with that. But ultimately, once I'm monetized here, okay, once this is monetized, right? Where does that money go? I mean, a very small percentage of it, a penny of those ads that then will play on my show, I get for every view. The heater is making me tired, but it's also keeping me warm. For every view that I get, right? So your time equals money that the advertisers, the big box companies, spend to buy your attention. And once your attention is bought, they want you to pay them back by consuming their goods, by purchasing their goods, right? And round and round and round and round and round we go, right? Now, some of these ads aren't just about buying things. They're about swaying your opinion on specific things, right? They want you to believe, that one company is better than the other company, that you'll get discounts if you do this, this politician's bad, and that one's good, etc. It's all about manipulating our own stream of consciousness and our own autonomy to our thoughts. Okay. How many of you put a 1 in the chat right now if I say to you, and if you can finish this song, I don't want to grow up, Anybody finish that song in their head? Anybody know what it says? I'm not seeing any ones. You guys don't know the rest of that one? Just me? Okay. Now it's playing in your head, right? Like a little music worm, right? Thank you, Rox. Right? That's what all of this does. It implants this stuff firmly in our brains. It becomes part of our DNA. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys in Toys R Us that I could play with, from bikes to trains to video games. It's the biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. Every kiss begins with K. I mean, it's all in there. All of those things. Yeah, by Menon. Yeah. Someone's like, we don't have that in my country. Right? Yeah. Oh, my kids get distracted as soon as an ad comes on. And they're just in it. They're just fucking in it. Right? So our brains have been programmed to respond to that specific type of stimulus, okay, for decades. Right? So if you see 2 chocolate milks in the store, yes, your bologna does have a first name. It's OSCAR. And my bologna has a second name. It's MAYER. I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, because Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA. Sorry. Oh, see, it's all here, right? So what does that tell us to do? What are we programmed to do? Buy, consume, Girl, don't get me started about the Wendy's. Where's the beef? I remember when that old lady died and we all cried because she was like, you know, iconic. That was super sad. So we are programmed, okay? Our good little computer brains are programmed to consume. Okay? Whatever that is that we're consuming. Because since the advent of the television, right? The boob tube, right? Human beings have become malleable by images that are projected at us at a specific frequency, at a specific frame rate. And that gets into our consciousness. This is not all by mistake. This is not all just because, 24 frames per second, isn't a mistake, guys. Right? It is, it's on purpose. Right? Have you ever gone on vacation somewhere and there was no TV and there was nothing, you just had to like be in nature and notice a shift in your thinking, in your ability to relax, in your ability to, connect again, with yourself, with nature, with the world, right? That's very important. Okay. But what has happened, first we had radio, right? We had radio shows. People were listening to that. Remember when War of the Worlds came on and everybody thought aliens were really invading Earth and they panicked and people started going in their underground bunkers and stuff. And they thought that it was the end of the world. It was a radio show, right? Then we got television. Television started hypnotizing children and people of all ages with bullshit stories and all of that stuff, right? Then we got more television, like just thousands of channels of television, every flavor of the rainbow that you can think of, right? News has become not news. News is not facts, right? It doesn't have to be facts to be news now or categorized as journalism. And now, to top it all off, we have the internet, right? Unfettered access to each other across the globe at any time of day. And you can say or be anyone. All you need is night, Selma, I love you. All you need is an avatar and an internet connection, right? Do whatever you want, say whatever you want, however you want, to whomever you want. Right? And our kids are talking to people from all over the world, talking to sex traffickers, talking to whomever. And there's no way to stop it. Now, prior to all this, if you wanted to send a message to your friend, right, you had to write a letter. You wrote it with your actual hand on a piece of paper. Boop, boop, boop. Folded it up, put it in the envelope, write down the address and your address, lick a stamp, put that on there. Okay. And then that letter traveled to your friend, and then they read it, and then they wrote you a letter, and then it traveled to you. And communication, the only form of instant communication that we used to have was sitting in front of your friend or your family member or whomever and seeing them face to face, right? Actually existing with another human being and talking to them about whatever, right? We have become so far removed from that actual humanity, right? We have people out here, we call them trolls, right? Jokingly, where they truly believe nothing they say or do on the internet matters because it's the internet. It doesn't matter. It's the internet. Or they scream, I have the First Amendment right to say whatever I want. That's not what the First Amendment says. That's not what the First Amendment says, guys. Let's take a look at that, okay? I can't type today. I apologize. This website is weird. No, I don't want to give you any money. Okay, here we go. First Amendment. Let's go to it. All right. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Okay, so they're not going to make a law making a religion here. There will be no national religion. Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. But you can be any religion you want. Sweet. Okay. Or abridging the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay. Now, this is the part where people get confused. This is one whole sentence. They did not say, or abridging the freedom of speech, period. Okay. That last half with all the ors in there connects all those things. It's a conjunction junction. What's your function? Okay. So abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to peaceably assemble. And so you have these three provisos, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay. So the First Amendment, as written there, allows people to peaceably assemble, protesting. Okay. The press itself, individual humans, to petition the government for a redress of grievances. It does not give the right to people to say whatever they want about whomever they want, whenever they want to. That is not how that works. Okay? Freedom of speech was specifically designed with the caveat of it pertaining to the government and the people's ability to speak about the government without fear of retribution. Okay, if the government's fucking up, you can petition them for a redress of grievances and not have to get put in a stockade or beheaded or put, in a dungeon or some shit. Right? It is not there for what people are using it for right now, which is to go on social media and say whatever they want. Right? Now, social media is, I find it to be fascinating and wonderful. The fact that I can post a picture or I can do this talk and thousands of people see it that I don't know, that are not in the same room as me. I don't have to go get a hall and sell tickets to my talk every day because you guys just show up. It's magic. It's magic. There are magical things about it. But the net benefit right now of any social media, in my personal opinion, I think doesn't outweigh the harm and the misuse of these social media platforms by the majority, right? I think that there is a small minority of people who are utilizing social media for true entertainment, for true fun, for a good time, whatevs. And I think the majority of people are using it to boost their capitalistic goals. Okay. And also some who are using it and abusing it to harm other human beings. Right? So it is just it's good and bad. Like, share, look at this. I feel like social media is what you make of it. My Facebook family saved my cat's life in 2017. My family certainly didn't help. My online family did. And see, these are the kinds of stories where you you get in a cool crowd on social media and they help you out. Look at how our other online communities have come together to help each other out in times of need. Right? GoFundMe, right, is an example where people are just like, oh my God, that baby's dad died of cancer. It's awful. Let's send that baby money so it can live. Okay, fantastic. Sometimes it does bring out, the good in humanity. It does bring out the best in humanity. I don't doubt that. But unfortunately, I feel like that good isn't outweighing the bad. If you guys want to finish watching this C-SPAN stuff, I'm going to put the link in the chat here because I don't want to take up all the time watching this. It is fantastic. Please do yourself a favor and watch C-SPAN, y'all. Watch C-SPAN, okay? Because that is the time. I mean, I don't consider myself a pundit, but I guess I'm sort of a political pundit at this point. My opinions, of course, are my opinions. I am swayed by deep held beliefs about a lot of things. Okay. But I watch C-SPAN so that I can see democracy as it is happening. Right. I can see the things that senators, congresspeople are saying in real time and not have somebody, fucking tell me about what they said later. Okay, because it's not just that I don't agree with that pundit's interpretation. It's an interpretation and it's not the whole story, right? Yeah, I agree. Selfless. This is a good analogy. Your freedom to swing your fist ends at my face. If you can prove damages from defaming or hurtful communications online, then you are owed compensatory, I said that word wrong, damages. The rest of the law needs revision. I agree. And social media is not doing enough to make that happen. Let me pull up your comments and questions here, guys. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Yeah, Project 2025 is nuts. TikTok is going to play a big part in that, guys. I think TikTok's going to stay. We'll see what John Roberts does. I haven't seen. I was just going to look here. Let's see. Because, sometimes things happen while I'm talking. No, nothing has happened yet. So it's at the Supreme Court 17 hours ago. Reuters is saying, they went to see Trump. Emergency request. Because Congress passed the law back in April, y'all. Okay, yeah, nothing. Nothing yet. Just a recap of all the other stuff. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you very much. I want to live a long life also. Katie Porter's with me here. My teens couldn't possibly spin the wheel and put a fake birthday. Oh my God, no. Ew, they totally wouldn't. Tazzy D, and this is why Australia passed. I'm gonna stretch you out here. Oh no, you got it. The social media minimum age bill recently still needs to address the LABIQA rural youth and neurodivergent peer group support networks as they are important. Yeah. Yep. YouTube is not included in the social media bill either. Interesting that YouTube is somehow like, we're not the droid you're looking for. And there is so much abuse on YouTube. So much abuse on YouTube. Excuse me says, I am in data center management. When or if the ad services servers go down, our liability payments are calculated in millions per minute. Yeah. If those advertisers can't get that dollar, they're suing your ass for some big time shit. That's truth. Which share says, you nailed it, Nora. Christian nationalists are obsessed with the rapture. It's absolutely insane. Yeah. My autistic grandson, age 8, is addicted to YouTube. Have to monitor it constantly. He flips the ads, but is influenced by the content. Yes. My kids as well. Question. Can I show you my black dog? Charlie's not here with me right now. She's inside. It's too cold in here for her. There are no memberships yet here, Vernon. We're getting close. I don't know if I get watch hours when you wait. I don't know. Are the hoodies 100% cotton? Let's take a look. Oh, let's take a look. Well, that's not the one I want. I don't think so. There is a 100% cotton offer, but like, see, it's already $46, guys, and the 100% cotton one. Oh, you guys can't see any of this. Nora, share the screen. What are you doing? So the ones that I'm selling here, like this is the Samuel L. Jackson one. The 100% cotton ones are even more expensive. This is it's poly fleece and heirloom cotton. 60% on the heather and 40% poly fleece. So it makes it soft and buttery. It's a soft and buttery thing here. This one would have like that 60-40 blend. I took off all these other ones that are the wrong picture because who wants to look at the back of a hoodie? That's not helping me. Yeah. This one, I believe, is the same company. No, this is 80%. 80% cotton on that one. This one, 52%. So I personally, when I'm getting that stuff, I really try to get like the softest one. So there you go. There you go. Did I get your email? I did. I saw that picture you sent me. Gross. In the US, if it's for profit, the answer is all the kids to the question, how many more kids? Yeah. They don't fucking care, basically. Does investigation of school shootings include incidents of online bullying as a catalyst? ABC said yesterday was the 323rd school shooting in the U.S. this year. Yeah, guys. That's almost a shooting a day. Almost a shooting a day here. And so far, the motivations for this one is this girl wanted to get famous. Where? On social media. So, yeah. Social media is super helping out. Yeah, you're right. The thing that pissed me off about this interaction comes later, where people keep insisting that he's Chinese. He's actually Singaporean, and so that really kind of like, pissed me off that they kept being like super racist and calling the CEO of TikTok Chinese. He's from Singapore. Those are not the same thing. Yeah. I don't know if they did. So Section 230 is still in effect. They had a bill to repeal it. That was introduced in the House, but I don't see that it passed. Yeah. I don't see that it passed. Let's see here. Thank you. This website is very annoying. Yeah, I mean, Biden tried to get it through. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like it's still in effect. So you still can't sue these fucking guys. It still hasn't been reformed. So fun. Oh, okay, guys. Well, here's the sitch, guys. Here is the sitch. I want to thank you guys so much for waiting for me today, for hanging in there. I got stuck in horrific traffic. I have another show coming up. I have to change the thumbnail real quick, but I'm going to have Laura FM on. We're going to discuss some interesting stuff over there on What's Up with Nora. Join me for that at 4:20. All right. And tomorrow, we're going to get back to diving into, Project 2025. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Oh No, America. I'm your host, Nora Ames. Hopefully this day has been informative, fun, and giving you a little sparkle of America. Thank you to my mods, as always, for keeping things cool, chill. And if you guys want some of that sweet, sweet merch, hit us up at ohnomerica.com.